Hi, it's Jasmine from New Paradigm Beings. How are you doing today? It is a beautiful sunny afternoon in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a strange Monday where everyone is home at this hour. It's like a second Sunday, and everyone is anticipating field day and Easter holiday. It's starting to look a lot like spring. Okay. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube making my weekly videos. I've tried to do everything weekly, but I have had a very time-consuming job as an extra. I'm a full-time extra in New Orleans on movie sets, and I've even gotten an agent so that I can start booking more exciting and larger paying work in that area, thus building up my whole being as someone who um, pursues the arts for the sake of science. Okay, with that being said, we're going to talk about a little bit of science here. And there's my crow friend giving me a little message. Um, Today I wanted to introduce everyone to my tattoo. Okay, if you've been watching my channel since last year, you would have probably noticed that I did not have a little friend on my wrist. But if you've been watching my videos as of recently, you'd have noticed that I have a little friend on my wrist. So, short and sweet, meet my tattoo. Um, you can see my tattoo in the thumbnail if this video pops up on your feed, but I just want to, since we're on camera, okay, it's going to be very hard to see because it's on my left wrist. It says back to the basics. And it is a fruit of life. Fruit of life, if you're familiar with sacred geometry. And the subscript says back to the basics. Okay. So what inspired me to have this tattoo, I always knew that I was destined to have a tattoo, basically since I was 14. I just knew that there would be no rush in getting a tattoo. I also knew that it had to be something that really meant something to me. So I kind of played with areas of my body to see what I think would look good here, what would I think would look good there, and my eyes just kind of fell upon a place on my left wrist, and I said, "Oh, that'd be a great area for my tattoo." My left hand is not my dominant hand, so it would give it a little more attention. And I thought, well, I really like the simplicity of the fruit of life. The fruit of life is a very simple and condensed figure in our cells and in our geometrical universe in star life. If you're again familiar with sacred geometry, it you know it's an image that says a lot, but it's not. It's also one that's very early in its lifespan. Like we go from one figure to two figures, and then we start to complicate over time. But I decided that this figure was a good stopping point for the message I wanted to get across. And I wasn't sure what that message was yet. I wasn't quite sure. I was like, ooh, I know this would be a great tattoo just to slap on my wrist right here. But I know I want a script to go down here. I know that I want something to go underneath my script. So I thought, okay, it will come to me, as all things do. It's a message that is really going to be reflect back to me, and it's really going to speak back. I know it's going to be like a little person that speaks back, and I know that it's a figure that is going to help me with alchemy and healing, as I think that having patterns on your body is actually quite helpful to alchemical processes, just like you would see on Fullmetal Alchemist. Spring cocktail. So, after a while, I knew that this, the message of simplicity and my knack for alliteration would come together. And I just sat back one day and had an epiphany about how, not everything has to wind out of control, and not every conflict has to get out of control. We have every tool that we need to fix our shit. And all it does is means to sit back, breathe, reflect, and continue. Back to the basics, right? So that's what that's how I came up with my the inspiration for my tattoo. Back to the basics. So I wanted something to remind me to unwind when things became overwhelming and unnecessarily hectic. The universe is our lesson that everything starts off very simple. Everything starts off from almost nothing, or literally nothing. Stillness, or point zero. And then it grows from there. We all start from a basic platform, and then we learn to multiply. We learn to duplicate over time. So there's no need to panic if I decide to get to a certain level in my life, or if I hit a snag and I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go in this conflict, this relationship, or this career path of mine. I know that there's no need to panic, because we all started off as a simple thought, and then God added to that thought so that we would begin to flourish. So it took me a year to actually pull the trigger. I had my figure, I had my script, and when I had that, months later, about 3 to 6 months later, I pulled the trigger in December, and I decided to get my little reminder. Of course, so my message to myself and to everyone else is that God knows what she's doing. God understands our life enough to put the correct tools, the correct solutions around us to keep going. If you get into a frenzy, or if someone around you, someone related to you, tries to pull you into a complicated frenzy, or an argument, or an activity that is just is demanding more of your energy, or more of your brain power than is necessary, just step back, take a breath, and remember that everything is inherently simple. That's how we got here. Everything is inherently earth-based and simple. No fluff needed. Remember where you are. Remember where you need to be. And then continue from there with your solution. Up, up, up. Back to the basics. Okay. And that's the lesson of my tattoo. All right, so thank you so much for listening. My tattoo artist was Nova. She's based out of Austin, Texas. I believe her Instagram is Nova Star Creations. I will cite her in my description. I just wanted to give her a shout out. She's so awesome. Well, she does a lot of cool stuff like this. Thank you guys so much for listening to my for meeting my tattoo friend. I hope this blessed you, and I hope you guys remember to keep it basic when bullshit comes flying your way. All right, thank you so much. I love you, and bye-bye.